Almighty, Creator of earth. His blood inside me. We know that it works. Almighty, Creator of earth. His blood inside me. We know that it works. Who shall we fear? We got omnipotent, almighty Father, the Father of Abraham, the Father of Isaac and Jacob, the Almighty. Why would we play with? He sent his son for the nation, the covenant back in our faces. Y'all, he with us, don't care what we face. Where else we gon' go? We gon' trust in his word. Stay on that narrow, don't trust in no turns. Eyes to the east, everybody gon' learn. Put where your sins are, they all about to burn. Past overcoming, got their blood on me. Unforgiveness had to go, I got the love on me. I believe I got the peace, I got the dove on me. See the kingdom of y'all, I got above on me. Almighty, Creator of earth. His blood inside me. We know that it works. Scattered for many years, now we back. Mind been renewed from this world, we detached. The judgment is coming by his will, that's a slap. The wilderness is coming by his hand, that's a fact. The ark of the covenant, all but willing, that's a spot. Where he gon' get us? It was prophesied in the land, you was sold by his blood, you gon' rise. Babylon falling, it all gon' go wrong. Keep them commandments, we tryna go home. Before you serve me, go serve him on that throne. Walk as he walk, I'ma walk, I'm a clone. Where he gon' get us? Keep commandments, he gon' fight for us. How much she out here to life for us? Rhyme on, blow the right note. Almighty, Creator of earth. His blood inside me. We know that it works. Almighty, Creator of earth. His blood inside me. We know that it works. Almighty, Creator of earth. His blood inside me. We know that it works. Almighty. Zion.
Hey yo, Ren, turn that up.
Only a few of us gon' make it out. Zion, only you remnant, 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 only you remnant. When is my people gon' learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take up the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people to return. Only you remnant, 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 only you remnant. When is my people gon' learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take up the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people to return. Only you remnant. We at the end and we feeling it. We the sand of the sea, but a remnant. Should return to the word when they hearing it. We the sons of Israel. Our word will never fail. Baptizing in Jacob's well. Holy Spirit ain't playing for real. When you get protected, he's sending them plagues. I'm trying to make sure that he's sitting rain. All in my life, all in my head, all in my walk, all in my legs. You don't got that blood, you walking dead. Walk as he walk, we should live what it say. Only a remnant gonna be spared. Only a remnant gonna be spared. Abba gon' get us out of these countries. Abba son, let me see who really want me. Forsaking our houses, forsaking our money. We got that signal from heaven, he coming. Drinking his cup, nobody running. Flesh getting weak, but the spirit is gunning. We see the prophecy, we know he coming. We see the prophecy, we know he coming. But it's only a remnant, 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 only a remnant. When is my people gonna learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take of the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people return. Only a remnant, 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 only a remnant. When is my people gonna learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take of the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people return. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's how my heart hurts for you. And the sun, he died for you. Yes, it's true, yes, it's true. You didn't have no clue. That's because nobody told you. They couldn't afford to. Called you monkey like you Goku. It ain't like nobody owed you. We broke the law and they sold you. We did this all to ourselves, Jacob. Now it's the time that you know the truth. You don't know you so special. You don't even see what's next, though. So we cry, cry, cry. Only remnants gonna make it out of here alive. Please repent, my people, cause we at the end of time. Only a remnant, 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 only a remnant. When is my people gonna learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take of the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people return. Only a remnant, 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 only a remnant. When is my people gonna learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take of the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people return. It's time for my people return.
All praises to our Elohim, the Most High, the Ruach HaKodesh, and Yahweh Shah, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the celestial, our ancestors, who, mind you, have long suffered for us to be here and come here and know here. All praises to all that passed and all those who are here with us today in mind, body, and spirit. All praises to our Elohim. Well. We have many things to say. And the first thing that we want to discuss is, when did universalism ever benefit us? When did this thing that the world wants to sing in our ear about universalism benefit Yashar'EL? When? When we were enslaved in chattel slavery, did that affect everybody? Was everybody in slavery? When we were being lynched, was everybody lynched? When they came out of church lynching, were they lynching themselves? When they were hating on us to vote, was everybody not voting? When is this universalism ever benefited us? When did Paul and Jebus of the Whites ever benefit us? See, we're dealing with features and we're dealing with benefits now. And this is what the world is having a fit about, because they want us to believe in them so much that it's hurting their pride. See, they say to me, "Oh, well, you got pride. You full of pride." No, I'm bold. I'm bold. It's a difference. I'm not running around with a flag forcing you to listen to me and hear me and believe in me. And if you don't, I'll kill you. I'm not doing that. I'm not running around saying that because of my skin, I'm better than. I'm not doing that. I'm not sitting here being all prideful in what I believe in. No, I'm bold in my belief. Why? Because the truth has set me free. And it's setting us free every day. And in every which way. And that's the beauty of who we are today. That's why the world is out here trying to figure out how they can get us to believe in them, to create with them, to build with them. When they are showing unjust weights every day, the voting, the Supreme White Man Court of the land has just said that no votes can be based on color, or no territory of votes, no block of vote, no ability of changing the area for you to be able to vote. But what they don't understand is that we don't care. We haven't voted because they all have been unfair. Nothing has been just. So what do we care what they do with their flesh and their lust? All they do is sit around here and complain, blame, and try to kill, steal, and destroy. Try to create and maintain a covenant that they had with Cain. Hiding a thing. Trying to make them be above us when their whole mindset is a shame. Their whole concepts have been shameful. Yet this universality is a benefit. These people who speak on universal terms are backsliding. They're backsliders. They are the Aaron who built the calf or the golden calf. This is who they are. Oh, because the Most High is tarrying, even though he's not even tarrying that long or that far from us, because we're close. It's only a remnant. It's always been this. That's why this universalism, this schism and ism and schematics of them trying to bust up in our own personal spaces with mentalities that have had no grace for us. This is why they are trying to, or this is why they are losing right now. Everything that they're touching is not turning to gold, it's turning to they want to bastardize the scriptures that they believe in, to do what? To allow the heathens in? To allow people to sin? They're backsliders. Always has been. They're the Edomites. We say, oh, they look like us. No, they're the Edomites because they're our brothers. They are our brothers. Esau was our brother. So these camps are Edomites because they don't act appropriate. They are telling us to do something wrong. They're looking at our culture, at our heritage, at our lands, and leading people astray from them. Their belief is contrary to our salvation. They want everybody to be involved, yet they are involved in their own fall, not ours. We rise. If you can't realize today that there is only a remnant, always has been, that was going to survive here at the end, you're a fool. You don't deal with history. You don't deal with truth. You don't deal with scriptures. You don't deal with canonical, deuterocanonical, non-canonical. You're not dealing with the truth, which is why none of these people out here are being set free. They're not free. They're not in peace. You can look at them. You can see them. They all want to take your eyes, take your sight, take your wisdom away. That's why when we started understanding who Cain was, nothing else was hidden. Of course, after we had gained the understanding of Cain, here come Genesis. What's that in the name? You ain't even the creator. You don't know nothing. But yet you backslide. You trying to make our people a liar. You've gotten all this money and support over the years from our people, and now you're taking them backwards, forward. This is the retardation of mindset, of mentality, of the mental illness that we continue to see time and time and time again. And we already know the eschatology is that they don't win. We can see the Pied Pipers all over the place. Now that nothing is hidden. Nothing's hidden from us. We understand the two covenants. We understand the two lineages. There's only two. It's the righteous or the wicked. There's no in between. There's no universality that's going to help a thing. That's blasphemous, in short. And that's why all these people are going to struggle, because they're not going to be able to retort to the realities, to the truth, to the fundamental reality of who we are and whose we are. And that's why they're all out here crying and talking about Jesus, when we know there wasn't no J's. We already know this. This is nothing new. We're dealing with what is true, the truth, who we are. The more we found, the more we dug, and more we sought after who we were as a people, individually and collective, the more we understood who the rest of the people were. And then now we now understand a little, not a lot, about Cain and how his descendants came about to try to destroy us and use covenants against us. We now understand these things. We now can see these things. We see what the camps, how they were set up. We see how the Christians, how they were set up. We see the Muslims. We see the Buddhists. We see that stupid 12 tribes chart. Because this is about spirit. This is about righteousness. People go, well, you hating on people. No, you will either love the one or hate the other. So yes, I hate the wicked. I hate the liars, the cheaters, the backsliders. I certainly do. I got no love for them. There's no reason for us to bring any energy, frequency, vibration to them. They can't eat anything but their own that the Shadim has given them. And that's not much. It's all stupidity, blood, and such. We're seeking the righteous. We're seeking our kingdom. And these fools is just backslide into universality, into a situation that says the all, the absolute, when we've never been part of the group. Never. So a universal doctrine, dogma of Christianity is what they seek. So be it. So be it. But that's why they're weak. They're soft. They're not strong. They're not bold. They're not masculine in their approach to how this works. The Father raised us up, his men first, his men. And we studied and we sought after the truth while they were sitting around, these camps were sitting around making you pay for it, making you pay them just like the Christian. Nothing new. All the books that they said they had, with all the knowledge that was increasing, all the wisdom that was upon us, they wanted us to pay for that? Oh, they got to make money too? Why? This is freedom. The freeness of wisdom. You can't put a price on that. But yet they're going to turn around now and backslide and tell you to go back to Jebus of the whites. This is the madness. See, it's already begun. It's already begun. The backsliding. This is what is all, this is the fall. This is what you're starting to see. This is what we all are starting to see. This is the slippery slope. This is the lack of self-reflection, the lack of self-conviction, and the lack of self-correction. This is the lack of understanding whose you are. Because when you're telling people to come back to a Jebus of the whites, that's not helping them in their mentality or their insight. That's not telling them whose they are. We know who Yashar'EL is to us. They murdered him. And we want justice for that murder. That murder and all of the entanglement that they put our people through the imposition of the Inquisition of the nations of Psalm 83, we want justice for that. And we shall have it, as we see today. The whole world is topsy-turvy, all in dismay. All on the tick of the talk. They run around, they talking about, hey, we love black people. Great. We're not black. We are Yashar'EL. Yashar'EL, in fact. So everybody out here can kick rocks if they want us to go forward, backwards, and become like salt. We are now moving forward, and it's only makes sense as we move forward and get closer to our kingdom. These people are going to be talking about universalism. The Pope, peace, peace, peace. Would you say, Pope? Peace. Sudden destruction coming. We want justice. We want the ability to watch our enemies fall so that we can have salvation. That is all. Because after that, we get to the kingdom. These are chronological ordered steps for us to get what is coming to us next. That's what this is. But these stupid people, blacks and whites, want to keep us sideways. They want to hold us tight. They don't want to let us go so we can worship our Elohim in our kingdom to come. No, they don't want that. That's why they're dumb. They're not intelligent. They do not think. They're not privy to the depths of the esoteric. They're not wise to the understandings and knowledge of the tree of life. They're so busy trying to get everybody to eat off the tree of knowledge of good and evil still, which is why everybody's got to be killed. Just like it was in the days of Noah. They go, oh yeah, just like the days of Noah. Well, the days of Noah, fools got killed. But they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the story. They want to deal with these narratives, these midrashes, these homilies, these dogmas, these doctrines of demons and the Shadim here in the 12th woe. And yeah, we can be angry. We can hate evil. We can hate wickedness. We don't have to love it. We don't have to entertain it. We're supposed to be all about our Father's business. While Trump and his dummies are running around trying to be kings. King me. This ain't checkers. This is chess. And we win. That's what is next. Matter of fact, that's what's going on right now. The winning is done. Trump, nothing is coincidence. He been talking about winning, win. All I want to do is win. Well, that's his end. We win. That's what this is all about. We're starting to see them speak their own demise into the ether. Is it no surprise that after we start talking about Cain, everybody coming in talking about, oh, well, Cain, it's funny. It's funny because when you do when you do some studies on Cain, what you find is that a lot of these people want to empathize with Cain. They want to empathize with the Edomites. They want this empathy for them. And it's like, why would I give empathy to Cain, to Esau? But that's universalism. That's what this is all about, to make sure that we, the children of Yashar'EL, the was hidden ones, to now the ones on the rise, to keep our eyes away from the prize, which is the kingdom, and back on into slave mental illness amongst the heathen, who, mind you, is fallen. They're in a fallen estate. There's your Nephilim. These people are being possessed by the Nephilim that was before. Everything is back now. Everything is here. And but yet we have an opportunity, because our Father is fair, to come up out of it. He told us this. Come up out of it, so you are not partakers of her plagues. But everybody out here trying to talk about they saved. Saved from what? What are you saved from? How are you saved from sin? You don't even believe in it. You don't even you don't believe in the law. So if you don't believe in the law, how are you saved? What are you saved from? Well, we are safe. We are safe because we have the bosom of our mother, father, brother, and our kingdom. And it just baffles my mind to look at the times that we're in and see still people backsliding again and again and again. It baffles my mind to watch the heathens unwind over and over and over again. And all I'm doing is just walking through it, happy, rejoicing. And people get mad. Why? Why are you mad at me? Why are you mad at us? Why are you upset? Because we're rejoicing at the fall of our enemies. You can rejoice at the fall of your enemies all you want. Oh, shoot. We got rid of Vietnam, but you gave them money. We won in Japan, but you gave them money. We took the land, but you gave the natives money. You benefited. Your universality has benefited everybody but us. And you want us to dismiss justice? No. Your Supreme Court has no authority. It has been taken because of the morality that they hid through Cain, which makes them have no more sovereignty over our land. Cain, all of them. Let me just do this real quick. So there has been 8,728 enemies of Israel and Judah. And that's just in the time of the 12. We're not even talking about, Cain and Seth were enemies, but not personally, but they were two separate bloodlines. So they were contrary to one another. But when it got to the 12, there's been 8,728 enemies. I'm just going to read a few. I'm not going to, and this got all the precepts too. The Egyptians, the Amalekites, the Edomites, Sihon, Og, the Canaanites, the Syrians, the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Midianites, the Philistines, the Syrians, the Babylonians, Haman, the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans. They were all cruel. They were all evil. They were all our enemies. So they all came together under Psalm 83 and became confederate and took everything from us, the kingdom. Since Yehukanan till now, the kingdom suffered violence and the violent took it by force. So they took it over from us under Cain's tutelage, Cain's theology. And they took it from us. And they got salvation from us. They saw the fall of their enemies, which was us. That's why they hated us. That's why everybody hates us. Because of who we are, right? They hate us because we are the ones who fell. We were their enemies. And now, today, those people are gone, they're no more. No, they're not. They just changed the names. Everybody's still here. It's very clear and evident based on everyone's actions towards us. Still. So there are enemies. The whole world is our enemies unless you come to us and understand and accept us for who we are and whose we are, then you're not our enemy, period. But if you don't, you are our, and it don't matter if you look like us. We're not here, blacks. We don't care about that. It's your spirit and our spirit, our collective consciousness tells us who's with us and who's not. This is why only a remnant, will thrive, will be alive, indeed, here, now, and in our kingdom. That's why the world's upset, because we don't have nothing, no feeling towards them. We have become non-empathetic to them. The love has grown cold to the world. And they wonder why? Because they're our enemies. They did this. They created this. They made us die. And then they'll say, well, no, you guys did it yourself. No. Let's start from the beginning. Let's go to your history. Let's show the mystery of your iniquity. Let's show it. Stop hiding it. And now that Cain's theology, the Church of Mahan, has been shown to be the driving force, now it all makes sense. Now we're stronger, we're bolder, and we're not putting up with any nonsense. And this is why the world, I was going to say unfortunately, but this is why fortunately the world has to go. It has to perish. It has to die. Don't ask me why. Ask the Most High. But if you look at it as it is, you can see why. These people aren't intelligent. There's no intelligence out here. There's no wisdom out here. They don't have any. How? Where are they going? What's next for them? How are they going to create? How are they building? They're tearing down. This isn't a secret. This isn't even profound, because this is what they do. This is what they've done. This is what they do. That's why they have to go, because they cannot continue in this vain imagination of the heathen, who, mind you, want us to connect with them. There's no more connection. It's severed. And people be mad. They can feel whatever kind of way they want to. It doesn't matter. All that matters now is our collective spiritual awareness, awakenedness to get to our kingdom. While the heathens are running around in pure folly and nakedness, lewdness, unchastity, being attacked and possessed by the Shadim in the 12th woe, I don't want any more woes. I've lived a lifetime to have woes. I don't want any more woes. I want nothing but rejoicing. And to me, that's what this is about. They want to scream at us because we're rejoicing. They've always done this. We couldn't be happy collectively. They had to call the man. They had to round us up. They had to lynch us. They had to shut it down. But now they can't. Now they can't do anything because all their doctrines are found to be unsound. So even when they come at us, they can't get to us. They don't have the might. All they now have is fright. That's why they're scared. That's why they can't do anything. That's why they got to go bigger or go home. Oh, Trump, he shot up the place. Did he? Is he dead? No. So you mean to tell me 2 attempts, fools, is such poor shots? They got, and one man, even though we know it was Mossad, only one man blew away JFK, King, X, and all our greats. But somehow this man got 2 attempts and he's rolling, being uncouth still. The people think that we're stupid. They think that we can't see them. We see them just fine. That's why the camps, they can't do anything. What are they doing? They need money. We don't need money. We need only our Elohim. And that's what we're seeing today. And that's why everybody who's long suffered, who understands the truth, are not being led astray. It's simple. That's why, when did universalism ever benefit Yashar'EL? This is a question. And now that Cain's being unhidden, him being unhidden proves our salvation is here. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Brother Sly.
Shalom, Shalom. Grand evening.
Shalom, Shalom, brother. Good to have you back. Good to be here. Good to see you.
Same
All
here.
praise to the Most High.
It sounds like I'm getting feedback on my end, my brother.
I don't have any feedback on my end.
Okay.
You want to jump out and then come back in?
Oh no, we're not doing that. We're gonna get right to the nitty gritty.
Come on.
The doctrine of universalism has once again reared its head amongst those claiming to be awakened. Now, what's the old saying? If you can't beat them, join them.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
How do you boldly profess to be a Hebraic scholar, claim that you know the history, profess that you know about the councils, Trent, Nicaea, pretend that you're standing in great boldness, that the white man is the devil. We remember.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yep.
lot of us have been in this for a long time too. We remember, just to backtrack and backslide, like my ox said, and push universal salvation.
Mm-hmm.
And now the pseudepigrapha, extra canonical books, now they're historical but not authoritative. We've been asking for over a decade, who gave the heathen authority to dictate what's canon?
Right.
And none of you have said a word for over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But like we always say through the spirit, if their lessons come up in our feed, and I use that term loosely regarding them, but when their videos come up in our feeds, do trust our lessons show up in their feeds.
That's right.
Like, man, them brothers over there slaying with them extra books.
Mm-hmm.
And you think people that listen to the camps aren't over here going back asking questions?
Mm-hmm.
Well, man, how you reading first Baruch, but you're not reading second Baruch?
Mm-hmm.
How are you talking about the 12 tribes, but yet you haven't read the testament of the 12?
Yep.
The testament of the 3. The letter of Aristeas. These questions are being brought to the forefront. And once again, who does not want the truth? Cain.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't just a murderer from the beginning. He was a liar from the beginning also.
That's right.
Because remember, when the Most High questioned him about Abel, he lied.
Yep.
You can't be a murderer and not be a liar. Well, did you murder that person? The majority of the time, that person would say no, thus making you a liar.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. That's right, Art.
And we've been saying it for years that these camps are Catholics.
Yep.
And that come out with a doctrine of ecumenianism.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't know what ecumenianism is, I'm about to read it right now on Britannica. Just keep it short. Ecumenianism, movement or tendency toward worldwide Christian unity or cooperation. The term of recent origin emphasizes what is viewed as the universality of the Christian faith and unity among churches.
And that's actually what they're trying to do right now. The popester, he got all these other, the East and West popesters, along with the imams, the rabbis, they all trying to get together. But again, they don't want to say what they're doing because they know the minute that they start talking peace, the very second that they start speaking peace, sudden destruction come. And that brings us into it because we've been praying for our own salvation. So,
Exactly, my brother. Don't tell these heathens, these Gentiles, that they can get salvation and then pull a guilt trip on the nation. But what if we are wrong and they can be saved and we led them astray? Tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the truth. Y'all been lying forever. Tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go to Revelation 13:10. Now we all know this. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patient and faith of the saints.
Mm-hmm.
The saints, not the heathens, not
Mm-hmm.
the other nations.
That's
The
right.
saints.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, this is why we read the additional books. Revelation 13:10 will tell you, but it won't tell you really why in
Come on.
full detail.
Mm-hmm.
Are you over there reading them additional books? You're right. We are over here reading these
That's right.
additional books. Once again, how do you accept first Baruch but not second Baruch?
Exactly.
But please make that make sense.
Well, I mean, how are you over here caping for the mark of the beast and nuclear war, going to Africa, flea doctrines? But all that is fear. You're supposed to be rejoicing here at the end. That's what we read. So we're not even we're not comprehending nor reading the same books.
Exactly. And I have a lesson on that in the background. Like, are we reading the same book?
Mm-hmm.
Deuteronomy 28, this is a quick sidebar, states that we would be under the curses in our own land. So why the hell are y'all still looking toward Africa and that dirty piece of land they proclaim to be the Holy Land?
Mm-hmm.
It's plain on tables. We would be under the curses in the lands that the Most High giveth thee.
Yep.
But I got 17 years of Bible study.
Mm-hmm. Incorrectly.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. Not to cut you off, but that's the thing. We are a study group. That is what we are. We give information freely. We study. We seek out the truth about matters. While we're not worrying about, staying in one book, we're not worrying about making money. What is it? The 503c
The
taxation.
501c3 tax
Yeah,
exemption.
we're not worrying about that. That is of no consequence to us because that keeps us in their kingdom. We're supposed to have come up out of her. So if you're still dealing with their kingdom, you are them. You are an Edomite or a Canaanite or a Cainite. Period. Go ahead, Op.
Let's go to chapter 72 of Second Baruch. And I'm going to read it real slow so the nation can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, we're building off of Revelation 13:10. Second Baruch, chapter 72. Hear now also regarding the bright lightning, which is to come at the consummation after these black waters. This is the word. After the signs have come, of which you were told before, when the nations become turbulent and the time of my Messiah is come, he shall both summon all the nations, and some of them he shall spare, and some of them he shall slay. These things therefore shall come upon the nations which are to be spared by him. Every nation, now here's the point. Every nation which knows not Yashar'EL, and has not trodden down the seed of Jacob shall indeed be spared. And this because some of every nation shall be subjected to your people. But all those who have ruled over you, once again, but all those who have ruled over you or have known you shall be given up to the sword. So once again, how are you teaching now that you can call on Jesus and receive salvation?
Madness.
It's straight madness.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if they didn't put their hands on us, they will be fine. If you afflicted us in any way, that 12 tribe chart came over here and got the perks on our land while talking down toward us.
Mm-hmm.
How many people have been fired because of, or didn't get a job because your boss wanted to hire somebody that looked like them, that was from another country? But
Mm-hmm.
all those who have ruled over you or have known you shall be given up to the sword.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, man. They Christians, bro. Backsliders.
Backsliders.
Thank you. You might as well have you a pork feast now, bro.
Right, because that's next. He's gonna be like, it don't matter what you eat. Don't matter what you eat. You can do whatever you want to do. This is where they're headed, because it's everything has to come to a head. We all have to see, like, the Father has risen up his remnant within the remnant. So he's got his remnant, and he's got his remnant within the remnant to see, so that they can stay out of the way. That's, again, come up out of her so you're not partakers of the plague. So we had to come out of her, right? So everybody else is still in her, but yet their eyes will see. That's why he said all eyes will see. It's just a matter of when you see it. So if you are safe enough to see it before all eyes see it, all praise to the Most High. If you are not safe enough to see it until all eyes see, all praise to the Most High. See, they will say at that time, when they're gnashing of teeth, the devil did it. It was Satan. It was this. Nobody is willing, again, to self-reflect, self-convict. For sure, they're not willing to self-convict, nor self-correct. That's why this is the same scenario that was going on before the flood. The same thing. And we know this because Cain's lineage, because of the covenant Cain made, was doing all types of evil things. And I know they want to, again, this is the heathen, they want to attribute it all to fallen angels, but we got fallen angels today. They're not running, they're not flying around with wings. We're looking at we're looking at the people possessed by the Shadim today. Fools is out here taking each other out, the whole family, a whole 4 generations being taken out by their own hand. Oh, that's mental illness. Of course it is, but it's the Shadim. The Father has allowed those same demons, those same Shadims that were attacking us under our curses, to now go to them. And we are protected from that. So now we're able to sit back and see all of the folly that they do. We can see all of the error. Before, we would walk into their error. We would walk into it blindly. Now we get to see. Again, this is why there's only a remnant. There's only a remnant. This is not about universality. Jesus did not die on the cross for anyone's sins. He was murdered in the sin of the heathen. So the
Exactly.
sin of the actual sin of murder was like their father before them. Who's that? Cain. So who murdered Yahushua? Cain's descendants. They want to say, oh, there's spiritual Israel. Well, if there's spiritual Israel, guess what, dummies? There's a spiritual Cain. Go ahead, Op.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna chew on that spiritual Israel madness.
I know. I just had to say that, because if there's one, there is another. Yet
Exactly.
at the same time, there is a lineage too. There's a lineage of Cain, a lineage of Seth, right? There's a spiritual, and see, when we talk about the spiritual piece of it, those that are spiritual Israel cleave. They know they know the master of the house. They know the heirs to the master of the house. That's not difficult for those that are truly spiritually adept. But those that are spiritually connected to Cain, they're out here murdering. They're out here stealing. They're out here lying, cheating. And we get to see them. We get to stay out of the way. You know, we'll go into a store and come out and some craziness happen. We just pass we'll pass a car on the road and an accident happens. These are the things that the Father is protecting us, his remnant, within the remnant, from. While everybody else is getting dumb, diddity, dumb, 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 and getting caught up in it. Go ahead, Op.
Exactly, my brother. Just stagnant in their knowledge because they don't have wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, how are you claiming to be a Hebrew Israelite teacher, but refuse to do deep research regarding Hebraic history and Hebraic customs? And for the record, acknowledging the earthly mother as wisdom, that is not an Essene doctrine. Our ancestors did that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the wisdom of Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
He understood that. We've all understood that. But yet they're still saying Holy Spirit he.
Mm-hmm.
It you know, knowledge shall be increased in the latter days, but you mock people that read the additional books. But they couldn't mock anymore. That's why they had to put out a disclaimer, because there's too much truth and prophecy in the additional books. And notice how it was always Enoch, Jubilee, and Jasher. Well, if you read a note, but they never went into any other text. And like you said earlier, my brother, we are a study group.
Mm-hmm.
We study to show ourselves approved as commanded in Scripture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't need lofty titles.
Mm-mm.
We don't need Bishop Judah, Deacon Sly, High Priest Levi, Elder Moriel. See, that's how you get puffed up, because you walk around as if you need a rank.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of teaching, you want to rule over people. Now, why are you trying to rule over your own? You should be teaching your own.
Mm-hmm.
That's why over here we do our best to stay in a spirit of Apostle Romy.
Apostle Romy, right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why we do our best to stay in a spirit of humility and truth.
Yep.
And like you said earlier, my brother, as soon as we started speaking on Cain, now here come the Torah onlys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not the only one with a concordance.
Right.
But do you have the Holy Spirit?
Right.
Do you have wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Does she dwell with you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the gospel according to the Hebrews, not the book of Hebrews in the Bible, the gospel according to the Hebrews.
Yep.
It's a very rare book. You can find it, but it goes into our people acknowledging the Holy Spirit as she.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you're still pushing that all male doctrine, you don't have the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have understanding. And this is why you have to go backwards with your doctrines.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's right.
They're still trying to invite the heathen into the wedding feast. But see, there's two feasts.
Yep.
But they don't know about that because they don't read the odes.
That's right. They don't understand the duality. They don't get it. But go ahead, you're on fire.
Yeah, just wait. See,
yeah,
they're at the wicked feast.
Right.
This is why they have that chart. Just invite everybody in.
Right.
Just invite everybody in. If you from this land, if you're from this nation, your Issachar, your Zebulon. When we've proven without a shadow of a doubt that we were already here.
Mm-hmm.
And until you until you pan African Israelites, y'all are the worst. How dare you pose a question? Because we know that transatlantic slave trade at the numbers they profess is a myth. You call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, then you have the nerve to get on an open platform and say, you need to give me proof or source or video saying that transatlantic slave trade is a myth. You're a devil.
Yeah.
You can go on TikTok alone, or people who don't even profess to be Israelites destroy that. Oh, it was 25 million, but exactly 50% of us died, and 12.5 million came over on the turbulent Atlantic Ocean.
Yep.
While ignoring all of the sources and artifacts and Hebraic customs of the people who were already in the lands of the fourth part. Like, who do y'all think y'all talking to?
I mean, they just want to take our heritage and give it away. Well, we are not giving our heritage away.
Cain.
That's the thing. Cain, exactly.
The spirit of Cain, the lineage of Cain. All of the Cainites were not wiped out in the flood.
Nope.
Because the scriptures itself states that there's no end. I think that every nation or any nation. So some survived the flood.
Yep.
And they are walking around, a lot of them, since we've been scattered in and mixed in, looking just like us. This is why Yahweh said, and I reiterate, take heed lest any man, he said, any man deceive you.
That's
Test the spirit.
Yep.
And if the doctrines don't line up, they are deceivers.
That's right. And the deception is rife at the end. Hence why he said what he said then. Right? I mean, the disciples asked him, well, how will we know the end? Look, don't worry about how you're going to know the end. Just take heed that you are not deceived. So here's these Genesis characters talking about Jesus now, the name. We still talking about the name? The name? A name? That's what we're talking about? We're not talking about our lands. We're not talking about our history, our heritage, our people, our culture. We're talking about a name that a heathen gave. See, this is how you know who's who at the end. These people want to come out here and just talk and talk and talk without any edification. And that's the key. When listening to people, if you're being edified spiritually, if your spirit is resonating, you are being edified. If it's resonating righteously. If it's not, you need to turn it off, get rid of it, unsubscribe, and never go back. Because, the Father knows what you do. The Father knows what we all do. So there's no secrets here. The secret combinations of Cain is over. We're now I take that back. We are now gaining. We are so far, like people don't understand how far ahead we are. And these people, I was talking to Sly about this. These folks out here who are studying these other books, they can study all they want. They can read to till they need 4 new glasses. It don't matter if they're not reading with wisdom, they'll never gain. They'll never gain. So pseudepigrapha, it's history. It doesn't matter. You don't even understand wisdom. People are out here trying to tell the world what to read, what not to read, imposing their opinions into things, when all that they need to do is shut the hell up and study and pray that wisdom comes their way. But they won't do that because they're prideful. And they want to say that we prideful. I'm not prideful. I am bold. There's a difference. I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm doing. And I know the truth for what it's worth. And it's gotten me this far. Let me just say this. I'm gonna tell the world, because the duality, Yashar'EL, when I was coming into getting on YouTube from Blog Talk Radio, I was pondering what my name was going to be, and it was me. I was just sitting there writing down stuff, and finally I was like, I don't like any of them. I said, Father, what should it be? And it took about a few days, and he said, Yashar'EL. This is what I heard, Yashar'EL, and I spelled it wrong. All right, but I said, okay, Yashar'EL. So then I looked it up, and it said teacher, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's what I'll be. The moment that I put my name out here as Yashar'EL, guess who came? The heathen-ish people, because there's a whole nother channel, whole nother ministry. I'm not a ministry, a whole nother ministry called Yashar'EL. So these people got upset and kept coming to my channel, trying to create havoc.
Yeah, they still send their little emissaries over, but continue out. They still come over every now and then.
Every now and then they come over and just get mad because they say to me, this is all they say, you're not Yashar'EL. So what they're telling me, what I keep hearing, and this is what the Father showed me, is, they're telling you you're not their teacher. And I say to them, yes, you are correct. I'm not your teacher. So I'm okay with that. You're not going to frustrate me because you mad at the facts that your teachers are whack. All I'm doing is teaching my people. Mind you, I didn't even come up with that name. That's why I know and I understand the spiritual side of things. My family's been down in Laurinburg, North Kakalaki, very spiritual people. So I understand that. I didn't when I was younger, but the older I get, the more I understand. I understand the roots of the land. And now that Yashar'EL is the name that the Father has given me, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it respectfully. I'm not out here trying to create commotion with people. I'm not trying to be Genesis. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be Exodus. That's my Exodus. I'm not doing that. All I wanted to do was teach. Matter of fact, that was my my college days, secondary education, until I realized that these kids crazy. But I was going to teach history. But here I am, Yashar'EL, with Brother Sly, teaching the truth. I'll take that any day. While everybody else is out here in this freaking May. And that's a problem that they have, not me, because I'm here to stay as long as the Most High have me. So as we do these things, when we study, when we're bringing things out, we're not doing it haphazardly. We're doing it with love, respect for our nation, for our kingdom. Because I'm tired. Are you not tired yet of these freaking heathens these ignorant Canaanites, Moabites, all these Edomites who mind you look like us. That's why I keep side-eyeing these camps. Anytime that they telling you to, nuclear war, anytime that they talking about, what you say?
Hold on. We have a troll. The way pardon me for cutting you off. The way, the truth, life. Look, man, you don't have the truth unless you're Jacob. You come over here with that. Oh, you can't have the truth without love. Where was the love when you was cutting our brother's phalluses off? Doing medical experimentation on my sister's sensitive parts without anesthesia. You walked into a sacred place, a solemn, holy assembly. Stifle your tongue before the Most High cuts it off.
Yep.
Salakia, continue.
All good. I mean, this is why we are doing what we're doing. We're not doing this for gain. We're not Cain. We're not out here saying to ourselves, we're going to hide a thing and then, get some money off of it. We're not out here trying to backslide and go backwards and forward. Exactly. We're trying to move forward. I keep saying, let me forward with F as in Frank, R as in Roger, O-W-A-R-D, forward. We're not going forward. That's a Lot's wife scenario. We're moving forward. So the whole world is upset at us because we keep moving forward in boldness. Once, I was telling Sly, I was like, oh man, where are we now? Like we've gone esoteric, we've gone into history, we've shown Esau, we know these Edomites, we know the mysteries to some degree, we know we know the end game, the eschatology. I was like, where we're going to go? And then boom, Brother Judah was talking about Seth and Cain. And that's when it hit me, hit Sly the same. And we were like, oh, we had to dust off, open up our Mormon books. Oh God, they talking about the books of Mormon. I'm not going to talk. We had to dust them up, open them up, and boom, right there. Everything that we have already studied is becoming very clear. And it's all for only the remnant within the remnant's ear. That's why we're sitting here going, we see these camps. We see them outwardly. All they do is profess outwardly emotions. And that's vanity. They do not speak truth per se. They give half truths, which still is a lie. Just like the Christian church does. Just like all the other religions associated with Catholicism and Universalism. We're the only group, the only study group out here that's speaking the truth, seeking the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help us the Most High. That's what this is all about. We're not seeking, this isn't for us, let me build my ministry up. Let me build my Ultraman suits up. I'm going to make them purple and green. I don't have an Ultraman suit. Matter of fact, I don't care to have an Ultraman suit.
Exactly. And I have to interject. The way, the truth, the life, once again, that troll, you really don't know who we are. I'm quick over here.
How come I can't find this Joker?
Because I got rid of him. I'm already on your channel. I'm quick. I'm already on your channel. And this is what you posted about 60 seconds ago. Your fruits are bad, Father. He's not your father. Your father is Hasatan. You are of the devil. So putting up a post trying to declare something in the ether It won't work.
Mm-hmm.
It won't work. You don't have the spirit. That spirit of universal demonic doctrine no longer holds weight in the new age. The
Mm-hmm.
Most High has awakened his people.
That's
Now,
right.
you're a prime example of who's going in the chains. And then you're a prime example of who's going to get cut off by the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And I beseech that it's slow,
Very. Mm-hmm.
very slow,
Mm-hmm.
because you're still trying to speak against the Most High's chosen people. Go find you a nice white Jeebus loving church where they commit all type of atrocities, and you turn the other cheek and you turn your eyes so you don't see the wickedness.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Don't come over here. You're not welcomed over here unless you come with a humble spirit and acknowledge the truth. But I digress.
There was no digression in that. That was all fact. And that's what people don't understand. They get mad at us at that because we're not here for this. This is our turn, and we're not letting anybody get hold of our turn. They didn't allow us to have any of their turn, any. And now that it's our turn, they mad. And listen again. Let me just say this real quick. There's a lot of people out there. There's a remnant, a small remnant, a very few of these people who may resemble other nations that are our people. We're not here about black and white. We're here only about spirituality, how your spirit, not a ghost, but how your spirit thrives. And our father, our mother, and our brother, our Elohim, gave us the eyes to see, also the ears to hear. And I know that you all think that that's a little queer, but that's not our problem because we don't fear it. We love it because that is a protection device to keep us away from the vice of the heathen. And now we understand the covenant made by Cain. Man, listen. It if if we were an inclination how these heathen, these Cainites and Canaanites were to our people, to them.
Exactly, my brother.
Oh,
Okay, bro. Pardon me once again. Pardon me, bro. I don't care if your genealogy is black great grandmother. I don't care. We test the spirit.
exactly.
You
Why
see,
am
this
I
is why you're
missing?
not allowed to speak over here.
Are
See,
you cutting them up before I can even see them out?
bro, I'm on his channel. I have my
Oh,
phone in my, but this is why they stopped moderators from
bring that
blocking,
up. Yeah.
because we were shutting them down systematically.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if they went to Judah's channel, I would block them from Judah's channel. But before I did that, I would block them from my channel, then share the channel link with Brother Moriel. Because what they were doing is that they were bouncing from channel to channel to channel.
Yep.
And it got to the point where, remember when we said, it was like, man, they're gonna end up going to Brother Levi's channel. Like, they're not gonna go over there. And
Dang.
lo and behold,
Mm-hmm.
I went over there. There was a troll on Brother Levi's channel. I went to block them from my channel. I'm like, man, they're already blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Trolling. This is why moderators on YouTube are no longer allowed to block people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can only remove comments. I know deep down in my spirit that was because of us. Because have you noticed over the past maybe year, you really haven't seen a lot of trolls in the comment section? Because I've been getting rid of them personally.
Right.
So like, oh, we have to stop that. We need this negative energy, this demonic energy in the chat.
Yep.
Now, the purpose of the content creator is to make content, not watch trolls. That's what mods are for.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever you are a troll. Just because you say you're black on my phone and your grandmother is Blackfoot, I don't know you from a can of paint.
Right.
We don't care who you are. If you was us, you would have came in here with the correct spirit. You are Cain.
Yep. Yep.
You came here with a left-handed reprobate spirit.
That's right.
You're not welcome amongst the mishpachah.
Nope.
You're not welcome amongst the remnant within the remnant.
Nope.
Over here, we vet, just
Mhm.
like in the ancient world. Since we no longer have our pedigrees on paper, once again, we were told to do what? Test the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And your spirit has been found to be wayward.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
like,
All is good because that's right. That's the unhidden. These people are unhidden now. We get to see them, and yeah, we're okay with that. That's the beauty of where we are today, and it's always been a remnant. It's never been about universal uh, solutions and dogmas and doctrines. Even their beloved Paul. Let me get to it. Make sure it's just even their beloved Paul, he told them. But these are the things that they don't. Yeah, he's the one. He said, uh, we all know this one. For not all who are descended from Israel are Israel, right? But all Israel shall be saved, right? He said, despite Israel's vast population, only the remnant will be saved. So somehow all these, Isaiah, in that day, the remnant of Israel will truly rely on the Most High. That's what we're doing, right? Remnant, Isaiah as well, to recover the Most High extends His hand to recover the remnant of His people. Remnant, few. This isn't about the all. This isn't about the universal. Oh, well, Jesus says that everybody can be saved. Well, who's Jesus to us? Who's Paul to us? When Paul, the Paul that said this was Benjamite Paul. He wasn't white Paul at all. So Zechariah, in the whole land, 2/3 will be struck down and perish. 1/3 will be left in it. In the whole land, 2/3 will be struck down. You can see that coming. And I apologize. I read Isaiah. I paraphrase Isaiah 10, 20, 22, Isaiah 11, 11 and 16, Zechariah 13, 8 through 9, and Romans 9, 6 through 8, 9, 27. So, and then Matthew, the gate is narrow and the way is hard that leads to life. And those who find it are what? Few. So we're not concerned ourselves. If you guys want to be upset, you need to be upset at the Most High for His decision of having, protecting, saving, raising up a remnant. Like, you can't even make this up. Your fight is not with us. Your fight is with our Father, our Elohim. And everybody, and I know there's brothers and sisters out here that are in other books. And I get it. But these principalities got to be shook. They got to be took. They've got to be destroyed first. And the only way that that's going to happen here in the physical is by Yashar'EL, the true mighty men of the Most High, the Sethites. Like, this is the whole thing. We're now going against the heathens' king. Who is the heathens' king? I know Trump wants to be, but who is the heathens' king? Cain. Cain is the king of the heathens. And now that Cain is his spirit and Lamech are now being shown for who they are, now shame covers them. This is the beauty of who we are and why we are. Because we have to do what we have to do. We have to stand in our lot and do what we do so that everything can come true through prophecy. You think that the camps are talking about prophecy? No, they talking about World War III. They don't even understand that to be spiritual warfare. They
Exactly.
talking about the mark of the beast.
Exactly. How you still talking about World War III based on a third woe when once again, if you read Second Baruch and really understood the Apocrypha that you really don't read, you skim through, we are in the 12th woe. And that's what First Baruch was, Second Baruch 72 was speaking about. The
Yep.
consummation,
Mm-hmm.
the totality, the finality of all the previous woes. That's
right.
why these heathens are running amok right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is why they had to create 988.
Yep. Yeah.
This is why a so-called black person stubs their toe. It's front news. Meanwhile, all the depravity and atrocities they commit is being put on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
To hide their sins, to hide the fall of their kingdoms. Exactly, sister. They are losing their minds
Mm-hmm.
as a collective.
As a
And
collective.
and we are moving in a collective consciousness toward the kingdom, seeking justice. And we're the only ones out here through the spirit asking the Father to give us justice.
Right.
We're not talking universalism.
Mm-mm.
We're not talking, oh, God is all love and the jeebus of the whites madness.
Mm-hmm.
We are speaking justice.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that same Hamashiach is coming back with the sword. He's not bringing it back for show.
Right.
Heads have to fall.
Somebody. Mm-hmm.
Somebody got to pay.
That's right.
See, everybody wants to tell half the story, which is basically, like you said, my brother, a narrative. They want to narrate where they want things to go instead of dealing with the history, prophecy in its totality, and telling the story.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Here
And it's funny. It's not to cut you off, but it's funny because the midrash, which is the Jewish narrative, and the homily, which is the Christian narrative, is the only two narratives that the world can only have. Now, of course, you got some Muslim and some Hindu, some Buddhist, but overall, they're getting their same information from these two narratives. So and watch this. The narratives that they're all talking about is the heritage of Yashar'EL. So when we, Yashar'EL, being risen up, are talking about the story and chronological order, mind you, this is why I've been saying, the Father has had me say, these scriptures, when you read them, are out of order. The four horsemen are out of order. Everything is chronologically out of order, just like the Garden of Eden. Was Cain and Abel born inside of the garden before the fall? Because if they were, then this whole doctrine, this whole narrative of Christian insanity would be no more, because their whole logic is mankind uh, is evil from the beginning. So therefore, no one's perfect. Therefore, everyone has to pay except for them. We have to pay because we're the ones that are in a fallen estate. So when we're looking at these scriptures that have been transliterated and translated incorrectly, out of order, we just need to recognize that, hey, who wrote these and why? Why would they write these books? Why would they rewrite the scriptures from another people that had a language that was the closest to the Most High? Why would they take that language away and then rewrite it, retranslate it, transliterate it into an English version, a French version, a German, all these different versions, when they had the most precious and righteous language to teach the people the truth? Because they're Cain. Because the Church of Mahan wanted to hide the thing to do what? To gain. What did they want to gain? Our heritage. What else? They wanted our destruction. They wanted to gain our destruction because our destruction is their rise. Just like now, our destruction is their salvation. Because watch this. So Cain and Canaan were to be under their brothers. They were supposed to be subordinate. So if Canaan, we'll start with Canaan. If Canaan was supposed to be subordinate to his brothers, and yet the father already knew that we were going to go into captivity, then we would never have been on the bottom. Canaan would have been on the bottom. But Canaan, like Cain, why? Because Cain was marked to not be on top, but to be on the bottom. But Cain, like Canaan, conspired confederately against their brother. Not all of their brothers, but just one, the one that was supposed to be kings. And who was that? Shem, Seth, Shem, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. In particular, Jacob. So now you got these two factions. You've got the same faction, Cain and Canaan, fighting against Seth and Jacob. Now, Cain and Seth, Cain had to hide Seth because the heritage is Seth. Seth, the power is Seth. Jacob, Edomites, Canaan had to hide Jacob through Esau because Jacob was the land. So you've got these scenarios going on here. The story of two lineages fighting from the beginning. Yet they want you and me to believe that everybody can get in. Everybody, roll with everybody. Universalism. No, you're not supposed to let everybody in your house. They're supposed to take off their shoes too. But yet everybody out here trying to give us the blues and shame us from our turn, from our heritage, from our power, from our righteousness, from our land. This is why this is all changing, because the Father's like, enough, enough, enough. And the world can't understand it. They're like, well, wait, I know something's going on, but I don't really know. I see these niggers over here smiling, happy, rejoicing, but I don't know what's going on. There must be a concert in town. As a matter of fact, there's a Bruno Mars concert in town. And that dude, I'm walking through the streets, a side note, I'm walking through the streets and everybody look a whole Asian in the face, speaking Spanish. And I'm like, oh my, you Hawaiian, his Spanish, Latin, if it were me, I would be like, yo, wait, why am I his Spanish? And why am I a Latin O? Because at the end of the day, that has nothing to do with these lands over here. That automatically says you're colonized, your mind, your body, and your spirit. So for us, we were bywords. They're bywords, but they love it. We don't. That automatically tells you whose we are and who we are and who we are and who they are. That's why this whole thing has come to a head. The train, that crazy train that they love Ozzy Osbourne for singing, that's coming, that's about to hit the wall. And they're just doing their thing, thinking that they're gonna survive it all, thinking that Jeebus is gonna save them, thinking that, oh, well, if you call on his name, the Jeebus of the whites, he'll come and save you. Well, where is he now? How come all these so-called white people, which ain't even white and black, is just stupid, but all these people are out here calling on his name, but yet nothing is going right? Why is that? We're over here speaking Yahweh. We're over here studying to seeking the matter out, because it is kings who do this and queens, not just an average being, definitely not a fallen being. So what's the deal? What's the deal? Why has everything changed? Because the exchange situation, is it not fitting that the exchange situation happens in 2026, 250 years from the moment that they began to exist here on our lands? It's no coincidence. You can't even make this stuff up no more. It's just all coming together. All praise to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High. And just for the record, this is why we shouldn't adhere to universalism. So the Torah onlys, it's apparent because you love running to the Septuagint. Let's take a look at it from a historical and a prophetical standpoint. Now, this is how the Septuagint was put together. I'm on Chat GPT. You can research it further. This will just give a quick synopsis. The Septuagint wasn't created all at once. Now, we understand this because we've read the letter of Aristeas. Once again, where the heathen stated that they wouldn't just translate our Hebraic scrolls, they would interpret them. So whatever you're reading now, your KJV, your Geneva, any text that you feel, it's not exactly what our ancestors wrote initially. Now, once again, the Septuagint wasn't created all at once. It was compiled over time, beginning with the law and later expanding into a full Greek collection of Israel's scriptures and related writings. According to the letter of Aristeas, around the 3rd century BC, under Ptolemy II, Philadelphus in Alexandria, about 72 elders from Israel, 6 from each tribe, translated the Torah, the first 5 books, into Greek. Septuagint means 70. Now, after the Torah, it states other books were translated gradually over 200 years. The prophets, the Psalms, the historical books. Now, this is when these demons, these heathens, started to muddy the waters.
Mm-hmm.
These were not done all at once, translated by different, now listen to this word, Jewish-ish scholars.
Mm-hmm.
Can you definitively say that after the original initial Israelites, Yashar'EL, Yashar'EL, translated our Hebraic scripts, that they maintained in that perfect fashion. You cannot. It also goes to state that the Septuagint also contained books not in the later Hebrew canon. Tobit, Judith, Wisdom of Solomon, Sirach, Baruch, First and Second Maccabees.
Mm-hmm.
These were circulating among Greek-speaking Israelites, the Hellenized Jews. This was included in many Septuagint manuscripts. So it states the Septuagint is not a single edition originally. It is a collection of translations.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever Bible you choose is a collection of translations.
Well,
And actually it is a collection of translations that's been retranslated and retranslated and retranslated and
Mhm.
retranslated. It's like playing, we've all played the telephone game growing up in school. You have 30 classmates. The first person whispers in the second person's ear. By the time you get to the 30th person, it's a totally different message. This is
Mhm.
why we depend on the Holy Spirit to bring all things back to remembrance.
That's right.
Now, that's the history. Now let's go into prophecy, showing how history always repeats itself. Now, after they transliterated our Hebraic scrolls, what happened? Now, pay attention to the time. It was 3rd century BC. Now we are going to, let's take a look. See, I'm looking right now. It was BC, 3rd BC, death. Okay. 3rd BC. Now, this is what happened also. I'm not going to say after. This is what happened also. Remember, it wasn't lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient fasts or profess himself to be called the Jew. That's 2nd Maccabees 6:6. So basically, they had our writings. That once they had our writings, they told us that we couldn't keep our laws and statutes. And they've been doing that for a while because they always had a perpetual hatred for us.
Yep.
And mind you, we also have to take into account that these heathens have lied about the dates when things occurred.
Mm-hmm.
So we know for a fact that when we gave them our writings, they also cut us off from being a nation, put a replacement people in our stead, then told us we weren't the people, then built a Psalms 83 confederacy. This is why we don't push universalism. It has never worked out in our favor.
Never. Not once. Not one time. Huh?
Yeah, remember Exodus 1:8? Now there rose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
Now remember, before that new king, our people were fine. They were able to worship, pray. They could do whatever they needed to do according to the Most High. But when that new king rose up, no, we're not having any of that anymore.
Yep. Yeah. You Hebrews are smiling too much. You guys are too happy. Y'all need to be making bricks
with mortar.
With mortar, right? Same thing here. Same thing going on now.
No new thing under the sun.
No new thing under the sun. None. Yep. And that's why we already know. We already understand. Like when we're putting history together, when we're applying history to all the scriptures, all books of the scriptures, when we're applying psychology, philosophy, science, mathematics, when we're applying this to our scriptures, guess what occurs? Our heritage, the power. And this is what they're afraid of. This is why the Ish lady said the biggest fear that they got, the biggest enemy to them was the young, so-called black people. And, she's 70, 80, so anybody younger than her is a problem. So the whole concept of the heathen reality, of the Canaanite reality to this day was hidden so that they can all gain. And they had to gain, and their gain was our bodies, our mind, body, and spirit. It's just like the Michael Jackson thing, This is how crazy it really is. They got these 3 white kids, so called, saying that they Michael's biological children, his offspring from his seed that look like him after he had the nose job, the lip job, the hair job, after he had all the vitiligo, lightening, the skin cream. They look like him then, but they don't look like the Mike in 78, in 77, in 76, 75. Somehow everybody can be white and they look alike. But when it comes to us, we don't all look alike. This is also a part of the exchanging situation. We now are starting to see ourselves. The mirror that we used to see ourselves in, we didn't like it because of our sin, because of the curses. Now we look in the mirror and we see the beauty. We see the righteousness. And that's a beautiful thing. We've repented for our forefathers. We've done the things that the Father asks us to do so that we can come back to remembrance. We've done this thing. Apparently, these camps haven't done any of that or the Christians, because they're in sorrow, they're in suffering right now. So, choose wisely if you are allowed the choice of who you shall serve. And you ain't serving us. You're going to either serve the Most High or not. That's the deal. You serve the Most High, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or not. And if you don't, there's no serving the devil. There's no serving the Shadim. You just are just gone. You're destroyed. And this is part of, my God is love. Well, your God has never loved us. Jebus of the whites has never shown love to us. Now, some of these blasphemers may beg to differ, but that's them. We're talking about the bulk of us. And in particular, those that the Most High has raised up. Like we're not backsliding with the camps. We're not backsliding to let everybody in our sacred spaces. We're done with that. We're not giving everybody our information. We're done with that. People be like, well, what do you think about? Well, I don't know. Our eschatologies differ. Simple. Shuts them down. No more questions.
Exactly.
And that's a sound doctrine.
Exactly. Be ye separate, but come on in.
Right.
If that's not double-minded, I don't know what is, bro.
It is. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just had to interject that, my brother. Continue.
But that's the thing. Everybody is out here trying to figure out how they can get close to the remnant within the remnant. But they don't understand that it's our Elohim. I mean, people come and they go, but a lot of people come. There's a lot of people listening. There's a lot of people taking notes. There's a lot of people understanding. We've been walking this walk on this narrow road for a long time. We didn't just pick up a book. We didn't just pick up a book and go precept upon precept, line upon line last night. We've been doing this. I know I've been doing it for over a decade now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, don't get it twisted. We're not your regular type people. We're not just picking up a book yesterday and going, hey, guess what? No. Go ahead, Sly. What were you saying?
And notice how we really haven't had any falling outs over here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why, once again, we don't have titles.
Mm-hmm.
But in the camps, you see, oh, they fell out of the truth. Oh, now they want to break off from this camp and start another group. And then when that one doesn't work, they want to break off from that camp and start another group. But hey, I'm not affiliated with the camps. And you want to talk universalism? You can't even stick together yourselves.
Right. That's the irony of it. That's the irony.
That's the hypocrisy of the entire thing.
Yep.
Man,
exactly. They so busy trying to invite the whole world into our awakening, yet they can't even stay together. They can't even come together in unity. How are you going to tell me about universalism or universalism, but yet you ain't even in unity? You separate you. I mean, it's just mad. That point that you just made. That's so poignant.
All the infighting between them, but fighting. Once again, your videos come up in our feeds too. For years. So we've seen all the melees, the discrepancies, just the going back and forth. You have never seen that over here. There was only one person over here that kind of fell off, and this is why. I don't have to mention the name because you know who it is already. They wanted a title. They put a title on their name. They had to be elevated above the rest. And then the Most High plagued that mind. I seen the video, so I'm not bearing false witness. I'll never forget that video. And if you was on that live stream with our sister hosting it, you was there.
Yep.
When you want to be lifted up in pride like Nebuchadnezzar, the Most High will smite you with madness. Yep. This is why over here we do our best, all of us, the remnant within the remnant, the Mishpachah, to move with a very, very humble spirit.
Yeah.
This is why we don't get caught up in the debate thing. Because like you said, who did debates? The Roman Catholic councils.
The Canaanite councils. The Cainite councils.
Exactly. The Cainite councils. They did the exact same thing. Oh, this is canonical today. That's not canonical tomorrow. Oh, you know what? We're going to take out the precepts, but then you have to come to us for dissertations, for additional texts. Oh, you know, the bishops can't do this and the pastors can't do this. That is the church.
Yep.
They're not being guided by the Spirit.
No.
The Father is not dwelling with them. He is not the author of confusion.
That's right.
Because now when you go back to Jeebus of the Whites, you are causing confusion.
That's right. And just to add to that, the truth cannot be debated.
Exactly.
Like, come on. How you going to debate the truth? It either is or is not. So, you know, that's why when we look around and we deal with the truth, nobody can. I mean, we just got to ask questions. The truth gives you questions to ask. And if nobody can answer them, then you know it's the truth. If you ask a question and everybody got an answer for it, but it don't resonate with you, you know that they lying. This is how you test the spirit.
Thank you. And if wisdom buildeth her house, why all these camp breakups? Oh, because you don't have wisdom. You don't have the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
We told you who the spirit is, who she is, but yet you still kick against the pricks.
Yep.
Once again,
Mm-hmm.
you are not the truth. That is a Cainite spirit.
Yep.
That is a left-handed demonic spirit. When you know the truth, when we've given proof through Hebraic understandings, Hebraic texts, our history, but yet you still push the rhetoric of the abominable church.
Yep. The narratives.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just like Christianity, they split and start a new group. There's over 45,000 denominations of Christian sanity. If that's not insane, I don't know what is. When there's only one truth. So now everybody got different 45,000 different truths. And they all doing different things. None of them are rehearsing the righteous acts. None of them deal with the feast days. They all want to say this man died for their sins just so that they can die, just so they can sin again and again. None of them talk about the brutality that I don't like to hear about my Jesus being brutally. Well, every time that you've sinned, every time that your people have sinned since they murdered him, you murdered him again. You crucified him again. This is why it's so wild. These people are so wild. It's like if he died for your sin and you still sinning, then every time that you've sinned, you've killed him again. That's why justice is going to come. And it's going to come like a thief in the night. And all the Canaanites and Cainites and Edomites and Moabites and the Amalekites and all the Horites and all the Hivites and the Philistines and the Palestinians, all of them are going to pay. All of them. And it's not my words. That's just the words of the Most High. Somebody's got to pay. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Everybody who spilled your blood's got to be spilled. This is, it's transliteration. It's funny how the whole thing's transliteration, yet when we bring up these certain scripts, all of a sudden it's transliteration from your end. All of a sudden. When the whole thing's a transliteration. So it either is or it is not. And for us, we know it's a transliteration. We understand it. That's why we have the Ruach. That's why the Father sent our mother, the dove. That's why, what was it, 2017? Nope, 2024, when the dove finally came over and from the X marks the spot, and she shrouded her lands again. That's why we understood that then, esoterically. And then from there, we got nothing but confirmation from the stars, from the celestial. And now everybody's upset because we're here to win. We're in it to win it. Nah, you guys are fools. And this wisdom that we give is way too high for fools. Again, that's another telltale sign of how far we are ahead of all of these people. All of them. Isn't that right, Art?
That's right. And that's not pride. That's truth. At least that's not left-handed pride, because the Most High says he loves a proud doer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't like the level of understanding that the Father has the remnant within the remnant at. That's not our fault. Stand in your lot.
Right.
He's given each group, each person a certain amount of talents.
Mm-hmm.
Utilize your talents for the will of the Father for the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of trying to be antagonists without proving anything wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So now you're just spinning your wheels. and you're just being the. And that's another thing, Ak. The scoffers don't understand that we are not speaking our own words.
Right. That's right.
When the music is playing, we pray for the Father to send down the Spirit to give us understanding
Mm-hmm.
and allow us to prove all things.
Mm-hmm.
So making a retort video without proving us wrong, it really holds no weight. And like you said, I think in private conversation, they are always trying to give Cain cover,
Mm-hmm.
Esau cover.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you trying to hide people who hate us? And it's always these ones that push that universal doctrine.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Always.
the ones with this universal, I have to save everybody doctrine. If
Right.
you awakened and your mother, your father, your siblings did awaken, so be it. Be grateful that the Most High chose you.
That's right.
But yet people want to invite these unclean spirits into the assembly.
Mm-hmm.
My kinfolk, I cut them off.
Yep.
After giving them the truth for years, you still run up in the abominable church, gave them precept after precept, historical context. If you love the church so much, the same ones that took down the saints, Book of Mormon, the same ones, you can perish with them. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, not work out your cousin's salvation with fear and trembling.
Right. But yet that's Christian sanity, right?
Exactly.
Christian sanity says that I can bring you to Jebus. That Christian sanity says that you can go out and missionary and bring people into the fold, into the flock, because this is universalism. See, that's not how this works. The Most High chooses who his people he chose. He sanctifies his people, and the most beautifulest line in all of the scriptures to me is him saying, you will be my people and I will be your Elohim. That is so poetic. It's poetic justice. It's beautiful. It resonates. Its vibration is high because the whole world dismisses his people. And when he becomes he's already our Elohim. But when they know that that they are our Elohim and we are their people, think of that's your MasterCard priceless look. That's the look on the face. It's going to be priceless. It's going to be that is, to me, that is so beautiful. Just that. And there's so many more, but it's just the way that he wants at the end. The whole world will know that I love thee. These are like shall, like when you use will or shall in a sentence structure is something that is utilized as indicative of happening. It shall happen. Will happen is something that is possible. Goes back to possibilities and probabilities. Probabilities are higher possibilities. Shalls are higher wills. So when the Father is speaking to his people all throughout Scripture through the transliteration, he's using shall. But you won't, if you're not a student of Scriptures, you won't catch that. You'll just and to me, I always want it to be shall, so I use it. And it's funny, I even use it at work when I'm writing emails to borrowers. I say it then. I don't do it all the time, but sometimes I do it because it's like this shall happen. There's no getting away from it. There's no mixing anything up. This shall happen. So judgment shall happen. There's no getting around it. You're not going to move the Most High from judgment. It shall happen. You're not going to move the Most High from his people. They shall be his people. He shall be their Elohim. That's what everybody is mixing up. They don't understand their own language. They don't get their own English language. They're not intelligent. They're not articulate. That's why when I hear Campites speak, I'm like, what are you saying? Make it plain. Stop trying to hide a thing. But this is what they're set up for, now that I know that they're Cain. But all praise to the Most High. I love my Elohim, just so everybody knows. I love them. I love them.
The Most
All
High.
praise. Yes.
All praises.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful lesson this evening, my brother, through the spirit. Always.
Mm-hmm. So my last thing, I'm gonna read this, and I'm gonna tell you a quick story about this that I'm gonna read, and then you can take us out with what you last precept. But so my AI has now been taught. My AI has finally given up the goods the first time. My Google AI, because I don't use Chat GPT and all that other stuff. I just use my Google because I feel like Google is bigger than the rest of them. So I asked silly ass Google, my silly ass Google AI. I just said this. This is all I said. Wisdom is the power that comes to Yashar'EL at the end. And AI just said the phrase, wisdom is the power that comes to Yashar'EL at the end, reflects a belief found in certain Hebrew Israelite doctrines, where Yashar'EL, often spelled Yashar'EL or Yashar'EL, is interpreted as a Paleo-Hebrew term meaning upright, righteous power of God's zeal or straight to God. In this context, the end refers to the final days or the end of a long period of trials, long suffering, where wisdom, righteousness, and the true understanding of Yahweh are revealed to his people, giving them power and enabling their return to him. A power given at the end, wisdom is seen not just as knowledge, but as a divine power, an unspotted mirror of the power of Yahweh that is restored to the people in the last days, allowing them to rebuild and receive salvation. It represents the unveiling of truths that were hidden, including understanding the true nature of their Elohim and the identity of his people, as opposed to modern or pagan interpretations. This wisdom is often described as a breathing of Yahweh, which guides the holy souls and makes them friends of Yahweh. The term Yashar implies straight or upright, emphasizing that this wisdom and power are directly linked to living a life that is straight, upright, according to the Elohim's laws, returning from being lost. Essentially, this perspective holds that while the world may have forgotten or twisted the truth, in the final culmination of history, wisdom and the true path, Yashar, will be given to the righteous to empower them. All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High. I'm still looking for something. I'm in Second Baruch right now.
All was good, but that is my AI. AI don't own me, I own it. That is mine. Just so we're clear, just so everybody know, the AI is not a scary thing once you train it, once it's worth its value to you. So yeah, You know, this
Exactly.
is. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Exactly. You have to train AI because once you use it enough, like like on my AI, because I use Chat GPT. If I ask a question, it will automatically ask me, "Do you want non-canonical?" You know I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know I'm not Bible only. And now sometimes I don't even have to ask; it will just give it to me.
Right. Right.
But keep in mind, you also have to be well read, excuse me, and well studied because
Mm-hmm.
AI will lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've asked AI a question and oh no, Chat GPT, well, I don't know about that. And I had to point it out. But what about this?
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Because it wasn't even in a book, it was in a little periodical that was tucked away. But then AI knew the publication date, the author,
Yep.
who it knew everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So even with AI, you have to be well studied in books and you can't be a surface level scholar. If you are, then of course you're going to be deceived.
Correct. That's correct, Doc.
But let me find this precept out.
Mm-hmm. And to your point earlier about when we go and we've asked questions to campites and they've never answered. And even when not just the campites, I think you were talking about the Pan Africans at that time. Even when they ask the question and we give them the answer, we're still shadow banned. We're still shadow banned. So nobody can see the answer. So it's rhetorical. So a lot of these people out here just rhetorically speaking. So like if we ask an answer, ask a question over here, we're not shadow banning. We're not hiding a thing. Everything is on the up and up. It's very transparent. We're not going to let anybody just speak
Scoff.
madness. Yeah,
Exactly.
scoff and mock.
If you scoff, you're gone. But if you come
Exactly.
with a sincere question, that's
Mhm.
different. And if you
Right.
can accept the answer, the truth, then move on.
Right. And that's what I mean. So these campsites and these Edomites and these Cainites and these Cainites, these people get on their social media and they speak all day and night. And it's just in there and it's there. The comments are there and the whole conversations. But when we do it, we shadow ban. We're banned. So who's being banned? The truth, those that are seeking the truth, that are speaking and commenting the truth, or
Mhm.
those that are speaking the lie.
Yep. Shadow banned on Pan African Hebrew Israelite channels.
Yep.
We have the time stamped screenshots.
Yep. Sure
This is why
do.
we say be leery of who you listen to on these social media platforms. Why are they giving these people professing to be Israelites cover by shadow banning our comments?
Mm-hmm.
But mind you, these are the ones talking fake Israel and Africa being our homeland.
Mm-hmm.
But when we come with the fourth part information, shadow ban.
Yep.
Take heed lest any man deceive you.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. All true. All true. What you got, Op?
I'm still looking, letting the spirit guide me. I just don't want to grab anything.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get back to second Baruch.
I'll give you can read Moses 5.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me go to
While you looking, I'm gonna play this real quick. Let me see if I can get to it. Where is it? This is. Oh, let me do this. Hold on. Oh my goodness gracious! Hold on.
okay.
Here we go. Yeah. This is the Tiggity Talk. This is what I see on Tiggity Talk. This is all in my FYP, just so y'all know. Hold on. Let me. I can't. Oh, there we go. Oh, where's slide? Hold on. Wait. There we go.
Living in the South, one of my favorite things
Hold on. Let me.
about living in proximity to Black Americans. As a white woman living in the South, one of my favorite things about living in proximity to Black Americans is how loud they get when they're happy, and their joy just fills the room. Like, it just energetically, cosmically, emotionally just fills the space. And I love it so much because it's like, yes, like, please take up space. Please own the room. And it just, for so long, you were deprived your humanity and your ability to just like exist. So when I get to witness Black Americans happy and just enjoying something together, it brings me so much joy. I love it.
This is why they don't want us to rise. This goes back to what Brother Judah was saying last night. Was it last night? Yes, last night. Was it last night? Yes. When he was saying that if we were left alone to build our own civilization, everybody would want to be with us. Everybody. There would be no Canaanite. There would be no Cainite. There wouldn't be no Church Mahan. There would be no European. There would be no African. There would be no Asian. It would just be Yashar'EL. And this is what they're starting to see. This is all up in my FYP. And I ain't even tripping, but it's funny to me because I'm like, golly, everybody already knows this, especially us. We know. We understand who we are, and we are rejoicing. But yet so many people want us not to rejoice. They don't want us, and I'm saying even those that even look like us, they're like, you guys you shouldn't be rejoicing at the fall of your enemies. Well, our enemies are those that you say look like our enemies are rejoicing at the fact that we're rejoicing. So whatever, Go ahead, Sly.
I'm still here, bro. I was looking at Moses 5, and I was looking at Abraham 1 Abraham 1 through 5.
Okay.
Just looking. Moses 8. But you said Moses 5. Let's go to Moses 5, my brother. Whenever.
If you're gonna do Moses 5, start at
18, 19.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just look through it real fast. Okay. Like whenever. We're gonna start now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is excuse me. This is Moses 5. We are starting with verse 18. And Cain loved Satan more than the Most High. And Satan commanded him, saying, make an offering unto the Most High. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Most High. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Most High had respect unto Abel and to his offering, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. Now Satan knew this, and it pleased him, and Cain was very much wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Most High said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, thou shalt be accepted. And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and Satan desireth to have thee. And except thou shalt hearken unto my commandments, I will deliver thee up, and it shall be unto thee according to his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. For from this time forth thou shalt be the father of his lies. Thou shalt be called perdition, for thou wast also before the world. And it shall be said in time to come that these abominations were had from Cain, for he rejected the greater counsel which was had from the Most High, and this is a cursing which I will put upon thee, except thou repent. And Cain was wroth, and listened not any more to the voice of the Most High, neither to Abel his brother, who walked in holiness before the Most High. And Adam and his wife mourned before the Most High because of Cain and his brethren. And it came to pass that Cain took one of his brother's daughters to wife, and they loved Satan more than the Most High. And Satan said unto Cain, swear unto me by thy throat, and if thou tell it, thou shalt die. And swear thy brethren by thy heads and by thy living God that they will tell it not. For if they tell it, they shall surely die. And this that thy father may not know it, and this day I will deliver thy brother Abel into thine hands. And Satan sware unto Cain that he would do according to his commands. And all these things were done in secret. And Cain said, truly I am Mahan, the master of this great secret, that I may murder and get gain. Wherefore Cain was called Master Mahan, and he gloried in his wickedness. And Cain went into the field, and Cain talked with Abel his brother. And it came to pass that while they were in the field, Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. And Cain glorified in that which he had done, saying, I am free. Surely the flocks of my brother falleth into my hands. And the Most High said unto Cain, where is Abel, thy brother? And he said, I know not. See, that's that lie. I know not.
Yep.
Am I my brother's keeper? And the Most High said unto Cain, let me read that again because it was powerful. And the Most High said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And the Most High said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood cries unto me from the ground. And now thou shalt be cursed from the earth, which has opened up her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond, a fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. And Cain said unto the Most High, Satan tempted me because of my brother's flock, and I was wroth also. For his offering thou didst accept, and not mine. My punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the Most High, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that he that findeth me will slay me because of mine iniquities. For these things are not hid from the Most High. And I, the Most High, said unto him, whosoever slayeth thee, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And I, the Most High, set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. And Cain was shut out from the presence of the Most High, and with his wife and many of his brethren dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. And he also begat many sons and daughters. And he builded a city, and he called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. And unto Enoch was born Irad and other sons and daughters. And Irad begat Mahujael and other sons and daughters. And it's actually, Mahujael begat Methusael and other sons and daughters. And Methusael begat Lamech. Now, mind you, these are all on the left-handed side. Don't let the names confuse you. And Lamech took unto himself 2 wives, the name of one being Adah, and the name of the other Zillah. And Adah bare Jabal, and he was the father of such as dwell in tents, and they were keepers of cattle. And his brother's name was Jubal, who was the father of all such as handled the harp and organ. And Zillah, she also bare Tubal Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. And the sister of Tubal Cain was called Naamah.
Now, just let me pause right there for a second. So Naamah is known as this is what they say is known as Noah's wife. Naamah is supposed to be Canaan's mother. Noah's wife and Ham, incestuous relationship, made Canaan. So they say. So this Naamah is supposed to be Noah's wife. But as we know, both names, all these names are the same. Cain did all these names on the left-hand side as it was on the right-hand side. So it could likely be a Naamah on the right-hand side. But go ahead, brother. I just wanted to say that.
Okay. And where are we at? Okay, we're going to continue with verse 47. The water. And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech shall be 70 and sevenfold. For Lamech, having entered into a covenant with Satan, after the manner of Cain, wherein he became Master Mahan, master of that great secret which was administered unto Cain by Satan, and Irad, the son of Enoch, having known their secret, began to reveal it unto the sons of Adam. Wherefore Lamech, being angry, slew him, not like unto Cain his brother Abel, for the sake of getting gain, but he slew him for the oath's sake. For from the days of Cain there was a secret combination, and their works were in the dark, and they knew every man his brother. Wherefore the Most High cursed Lamech in his house and all them that had covenant with Satan, for they kept not the commandments of the Most High, and it displeased the Most High, and he ministered not unto them, and their works were abominations, and began to spread among all the sons of men, and it was among the sons of men. And among the daughters of men, these things were not spoken, because that Lamech had spoken the secret unto his wives. And pardon me, I had to clear my throat. Let me start again. We were at 53. And among the daughters of men, these things were not spoken, because that Lamech had spoken the secret unto his wives, and they rebelled against him, and declared these things abroad, and had not had compassion. Wherefore Lamech was despised, and cast out, and came not among the sons of men, lest he should die. And thus the works of darkness began to prevail among all the sons of men. And the Most High cursed the earth with a sore curse, and was angry with the wicked, with all the sons of men whom he had made. For they would not hearken unto his voice, nor believe only his only begotten Son, even him who declared should come in the meridian of time, who was prepared from before the foundation of the world. And thus the gospel began to be preached from the beginning, being declared by holy angels sent forth from the presence of the Most High by his own voice and by the gift of the Holy Spirit. And thus all things were confined unto Adam by an holy ordinance, and the gospel preached, and a decree sent forth, that it should be in the world until the end thereof. And thus it was. Selah.
Excellent. Yes. All praise to the Most High. Selah.
All praises to the Most High. Selah.
Yeah. So we're still studying and eating on this word and doing the right things, working out our own salvation with fear and trembling, doing the righteous acts. Let no man or woman tell you that the law is done away with. Let none of them tell you that you are not the chosen, that you shouldn't read, you shouldn't study. Stay forward thinking and give love to our Elohim and the Mishpachah. All praise to the Most High. You got anything else you want to say, Brother Salah?
Not at all, my brother. Not at all. Just shalom.
Shalom. We're gonna go out tonight. I'm gonna try to get Levi in here because last week they cut my man Levi off, cut me off. So far so good. All praise to the Most High. So this is all about our power and the Most High's wrath. All praise to the Most High. Shalom, Mishpachah.
Got the science to crush giants. Power that can navigate clouds without pilots. Power to recruit the ground and start riots. Bring about a beautiful world with no violence. Got the science to crush giants. Power that can navigate clouds without pilots. Power to recruit the ground and start riots. Bring about a beautiful world with no violence. Yeah,
running like a Mustang. Yeah, it's a new day. Stained glass all red like a Tuesday. Stay on 83's head like a toupee. Magnetic, have a blessing pursue me. Excuse me, cause we coming through. All dressed like Thursday, so blue. Looking good, smelling good, feeling brand new. Like we ready for the king to make his debut. Coming near you, it's a party, y'all. Put your feathers in the air, gon' start it off. Got the power, ain't nobody scared of none of y'all. We give the praise to the Most High, set it off. Don't let it off.
Got the sign to crush giants, power that can navigate clouds without pilots, power to influence the crowd, start riots, bring about a beautiful world with no violence. Got the sign to crush giants, power that can navigate clouds without pilots, power to influence the crowd, start riots, bring about a beautiful world with no violence.
The dark gods. As we talk about the word Elohim, the Elohims can be considered gods. Plural. Not singular, plural. So you're talking about different extraterrestrial entities.
All praises to the Most High. I and I keep a sharp sword and it's close by. Settle my debts, we don't mess with a cosign. Pattern my steps in the field for the landmines. Eat begging like a hand sign. Going back to Jacob's trouble, that's a damn lie. Shit the vibe like a ley line. And we'll light this place up like it's daytime. I got the message, be at peace, so I'm feeling cool. And I don't care about your yapping or your feeling fool. Cause we ain't never giving energy to any enemy that literally made for nothing but a footstool. We special down to the molecules. Got the magic manipulating your particles. And we do it for the saints with the arsenals. Keep your Grammys, radio stations, and articles. Wow. Got the sign to crush giants, power that can navigate clouds without pilots, power to influence the crowd and start riots, bring about a beautiful world with no violence. Got the sign to crush giants, power that can navigate clouds without pilots, power to influence the crowd and start riots, bring about a beautiful world with no violence.
Some of these gods have been put over the other nations to lead them astray. We have been under the authority of the Most High. He didn't put other beings over us to lead us astray.
Got the sign to crush giants, power that can navigate clouds without pilots, power to influence the crowd and start riots, bring about a beautiful world with no violence. Got the sign to crush giants, power that can navigate clouds without pilots, power to influence the crowd and start riots, bring about a beautiful world with no violence.
Josie A, I reform. This is for you. Great glory, grain rising. Yeah. Rough. The Most High rough. The Most High rough. The Most High rough. You can't stop. The Most High rough. The Most High rough. The Most High rough. The Most High rough. You can't stop. The Most High rough. The Most High rough. The Most High rough. The Most High rough. You can't stop. The Most High rough.
Picture Genesis 15:13 indenture. It was divine capture that our people had to endure. 83 has no future, no measure for their pasture. The blessing is fisher, the culture vultures fracture. No departure for the rapture, reality is rupture. Penitence no structure, the first of them is not sure, but the last of us is the treasure, yeah. They thought their deeds were obscure, who actions they got you. And confusion, her voice was the only thing to usher. Now feel the full wrath of oppression. You can't stop the Most High wrath. The Most High wrath. The Most High wrath. The Most High wrath. You can't stop the Most High wrath. The Most High wrath. The Most High wrath. The Most High wrath. You can't stop the Most High wrath. The Most High wrath. The Most High wrath. The Most High wrath. You can't stop the Most High wrath. With its nature, the reacher's useless gesture. We are the same creature, we worship by nature. For hundreds of torture, it was a great adventure.
They want to be us by twisting our holy scripture.
Changing the procedure, forging our signature.
Even emotions of nature want none of our mixture.
Now everyone wants to savor the pleasure. That's why we say you cannot stop the most high love.
The most high love. The most high love. The most high love. You can't stop the most high love. The most high love. The most high love. The most high love. You can't stop the most high love. The most high love. The most high love. The most high love. You can't stop the most high love.
Church was got you with the mature, pass so mature. Every down was manicure, the sermon was a pedicure. The blessing was secure, we were considering impure.
We were considering impure the curse of heavenly creature.
Eyes filled with aperture, feels rendered them insecure. Prophecies are not manure, words heal and also endure.
What's it waiting a minute, we know what's could ever conjure.
That's why we say you can't stop the most high love.
The most high love. The most high love. The most high love. You can't stop the most high love. The most high love. The most high love. The most high love. You can't stop the most high love. The most high love. The most high love. The most high love. You can't stop the most high love. You can't stop it. You can't hide it. You can't avoid it. You can't escape it. You can't stop it. You can't hide it. You can't avoid it. You can't escape it. You can't stop it. You can't hide it. You can't avoid it. You can't escape it. You can't stop it. Stop. You can't hide it. Hide. You can't avoid it. No, you can't stop the most high. Rob the most high. Rob the most high. Rob the most high. Yeah, rob the most high. Rob the most high. Rob the most high. Yeah, rob the most high. You can rob the most high. Rob the most high. Yeah, rob the most high. Oh, rob the most high. You can rob the most high. We're gonna rob the most high. Rob the most high. Rob the most high. Yeah, rob the most high. Rob the most high. Rob the most high. Yeah, rob the most high. You can stop the most high. Rob the most high. Yeah, rob the most high. Oh, rob the most high. You can rob the most high. We're gonna rob. Stop. Stop the most high. Bring to the rob. You can stop. You can't stop. Can't stop the most high. Rob. Yeah, rob. Yeah. You can stop. Watch out. Whoa, watch out my way.